morning. Yeah, good morning to everyone, and hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Salute, bless up to everyone. Yeah, man. I'm here to preview a game that's going to play later. Yeah, Reggae Boyz international players squared off in the Concacaf Champions League later in what they call it San Juan in Costa Rica. Yeah, Saprissa versus Philadelphia Union. As you know, Andre Blake and Damian Lowe for the Unions, and the man them called Javan East for Saprissa. Yeah, a man that's been playing in the Costa Rican league for like 4 years now, for 3 different clubs. Big up to Javan East, the man himself. Yeah, a true and true green and black Calabar. Big up my old classmate. Really good player. As the Philadelphia Union, they train on the field yesterday in Saprissa, as they call it in Spanish. Yeah, La Cueva del Monturo, the monster cave. It's a tough place to visit for any away team, as Saprissa is unbeaten in their last 18 home games. So it's going to be a very tough game, for the Unions. These two teams squared off in 2 years ago in the 2021 in the Concacaf Champions League rounds. They squared off, and Philly won 1-0 in Costa Rica, and then they take care of business in Philadelphia, as Javanis wasn't playing for Saprissa at the time. But yeah, Philadelphia won 6-0 in the last time these two teams played, over the 2-leg games. But this time up, it's going to be a very different game. Obviously, in what I would say in North America, like Mexico, Costa Rica, Honduras, Guatemala, they have 2 phases of league format in their own calendar year. They have the Apertura, which is the first phase, and Clausura is the second phase. Saprissa is the champions of the Apertura. Javanese have scored 12 goals in the league, 13 goals overall, for the Apertura season for Saprissa. Really good player, man. Really good player. I admire Javanese a lot, man. At that times when we used to spend a lot of times at Calabar High School. But Saprissa also have some players that usually played in the MLS. David Guzman, Escobar, Kendall Watson, I think another player named Mora. So yeah, they have players that used to the MLS teams. So it's going to be a very difficult game for the Unions. It will not surprise me if Philly draw or lose that game. As I said, it's a very tough place to go, the Monster Cave. Yeah, and then after later they will play the return leg at Subaru Park the other week. So 2-legged game. Let's see. But Philly have gone on to the semi-final in the last 3. In the last 3, they went to the semi-final. I think they went to 2 Concacaf Champions League semi-final in the last 3 years. Yeah, so Philadelphia, been known for being a little bit consistent, but they just cannot get that monkey off them back and get a title. Yet they're searching for that Concacaf Champions League title, and also the MLS, as last season they got knocked out by Cincinnati. Reggae Boy international team, Alvas Powell. But what else I have to say about Philly, they opened their MLS season at home, coming on Saturday against Chicago at Subaru Park. And they're going to start their run to see if they can get their first ever MLS Cup in the bag. Last season they also went to the semi-final in the League Cup, where Lionel Messi beat them 4-1 in the semi-final. So many semi-finals over the past few years, man, for Philadelphia. Just can't get over the line. But the last time Saprissa lost a game at home, it was against Heredia, one of the bitter rival in the Costa Rican league. But as I said, 18 games, unbeaten at home. They go in that game, later against the Unions with their tails up, very very good on form as they only lost one game at home in the Apertura League. But I think they're in third right now in the Clausura. So I'm not saying it's a bad start for them in their league, but they're right there, trying to do the double in the Costa Rican league. But look, it's going to be, Dave Andre Blake, 3 times MLS player of the goalkeeper of the year against Javanese, so I want to see that matchup with Javanese versus Damian Lowe, if Damian Lowe played. But also the Unions have been playing pre-season for the last month and a half. I think they lost their first preseason game against Flamengo, and they won 2 and draw 1. So that's it right there for the Unions. But can't wait for this game. Whoever live in the US, this game will feature on Fox Soccer 2 for English, and it's going to feature in Spanish also on TUDN. That's a Spanish channel that showed Mexican league. So it's going to be a spicy game later. Javanese versus Damian. I love to see Damian play, and I love to see Javanese is up and running. Big up yourself, Mr. John, as the man himself. Won back-to-back Premier League for Portmore United, back in his time in the JPL. But let's see what Javanese can do. Will Javanese team get that big victory over Philadelphia Union, or will Javanese score tomorrow on Andre Blake? Let's see. Who knows? Spicy game later, man, versus the Reggae Boys. And sure, we have to support the Reggae Boys anywhere they go. But next up, I'm going to move on from that. The Morning Insider is not a very long show this morning, but the Champions League. But before I go to the Champions League, I'm also, catch me probably further down, probably a couple more days, I'm going to also highlight the players and the Reggae Boys players and Jamaican international players in the USL. I will highlight them also. I think probably around Thursday, Friday. I will also highlight them and let people know what's going on with the Jamaican players in the USL. But the UEFA Champions League, the UEFA Champions League, the next set of games going to kick off later today, as the big one, Inter Milan versus Atletico Madrid. Simeone Inzaghi versus Diego Simeone. Look, there's some pretty decent stats I've gathered to tell you guys about this game. Look, Inter Milan is a team, they coming from a zone where they have Real Sociedad, Benfica, Salzburg from Austria. They finished 12 points, giant in on top with Real Sociedad, 12 points. Both teams finished unbeaten in the group stage. That was one of the most even group stage group in the UEFA Champions League this season, where it's just any team could have gone out of the zone and drop down to the Europa League or go on to move on to the knockout round of the Champions League. And you see Benfica have struggled in the group. But look, the last time Inter Milan have lost a game in the Champions League, you have to go back to that game that they played in Istanbul against Manchester City. 7 win and 5 draw game. But the Nerazzurri, they're very solid at the back, with Achebe, Benjamin Pavard and Bastone, the Italian centre half. Very solid in the back. And the Nerazzurri, they have kept 62. No, they have what? I think they kept 62% of clean sheets in those 8 games. And they just conceded 9 goals in total. And Lautaro Martinez is chasing Adriano record for the most goals in a UEFA Champions League overall for Inter Milan. And Lautaro Martinez is on 12 and Adriano is on 14 goals. So let's see if Lautaro Martinez is going to get those 2 goals. But also What else I'm missing? I think I'm missing, but yeah, Lautaro Martinez, have scored against on the last two Spanish opposition that he have played against in the UEFA Champions League. So coming up against Atletico Madrid, he played against Real Sociedad in the group stage. So it's going to be a very, very close game, very good game. Yeah, it's going to be a very good game, as Inter Milan is coming after that big win, over the weekend against Salernitana. Yeah, 5-0, and I think it's 5. Is it 5? I think it's 4-1. One of them scored, but also Atletico Madrid have beaten Las Palmas 5-0 in the La Liga. Yeah, so Atletico Madrid, they have scored 2x more goals in the group stage than Inter Milan. Inter Milan have scored at 8 goals in the group stage, and Atletico Madrid have scored 17 goals in the group stage. So let's see if Inter Milan can get the better of Atletico Madrid. But moving on, to Atletico Madrid, they in that group, in the group stage with Feyenoord, Celtic and Lazio. They finish on top also and beaten. So both teams coming into this game and beaten in the group play. Yeah, but Diego Simeone team, won 5 out of their last 6 games against Italian clubs in the knockout section of the UEFA Champions League. Yeah, Atletico Madrid overall record in Italy, it's 18 games played, won 5, drew 4, and also lost 9. Their last 2 victory on Italian side, yeah, it's in the San Siro, beating AC Milan and Inter Milan. So they obviously, their last couple of games now they have won in the San Siro. So let's see if lightning strike twice. Yeah, let's see if lightning strike twice. But yeah, good game tomorrow, man. Could be good game. It's going to be tomorrow. It's going to be a really close game, especially Inter Milan, who has been really difficult, to score and to beat in the Scudetto race, for the Italian title race against Juventus, and I wouldn't say AC Milan is in it, but moving on from Inter versus Atletico Madrid. So yeah, I'm going to move on. PSV versus Dortmund, man. Start things off with Dortmund. Yeah, Dortmund have lost, their last 8 games out of 9 away in the Champions League. The last time they won an away game in the Champions League, it was against Sevilla in 2021. Also beating Sevilla in that run of 16 games. So yeah, but they have some players that Nemencha and I think Karim Adeyemi, players that are doubtful for this game. Also PSV, have some player that Noah Lang, I think reports are saying he's out for the season. Reports are saying he will be back shortly, but let's see what's going to happen. If he will feature in that game tomorrow. But he's one of PSV better player this season, as he took more shots than anybody else except Rodrigo and Kylian Mbappe. Yeah, Noah Lang have took I think he's carrying a muscle injury, but yeah, he took, I think it's 9 shots on target. Yeah, and Rodrigo had 10, and then Mbappe, the man himself, have 12. So Luke de Jong is the top scorer for PSV this season, as he scored 27 goals this season. The Eredivisie is like an under 21 league. Yeah, and Bakayoko, the winger for PSV, also created 15 chances in the group stage alone and had 15 successful dribbles. No one have done that so far in the UEFA Champions League. Yeah, but close game. Yeah, I would say it would be a very close game. PSV versus Dortmund. As you know, Dortmund is searching for the I would say searching for a new form, a birth of life, as they they kind of not putting a lot of step on the gas. But the man himself, Füllkrug, have been scoring. Yeah, he have been scoring lately. And will he be on the plane in the Euros not on the player, I mean he's a home base player, but will he be in Germany's squad in the 2024 Euros coming up on home side? But Monday Night Football in the UK, Everton have drawn against Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace who draw first blood on the full strike, from IU, Andre IU. But I must say, Everton have done really well to get themselves back, as Everton in that the last 4 bottom table teams in the Premier League, Everton have had the best away record against those 3 teams. But what Everton have failed to do is that when team comes at their home, they drop off, they sit deep. Everton just cannot break down teams like that, and they are more dangerous team on the road than at their home ground at Goodison Park. Who will know that the Toffees will be one of the worst teams at home. The Eagles went there and snatched a point, but I think Crystal Palace should have gotten something out of the game. Man like Dokori, he came back, big positive for Everton. He got the opportunity also, and he squandered it. 4 yards out, clean goal. But also Right Adjusted stepped down as Crystal Palace manager. Yeah, we know that. Reports that he was about to get sacked before he collapsed on the training ground. Yeah, but PR stunt and all that, they're just gonna tell him to just put a statement out, you step down as the manager for Crystal Palace. But Girona have lost again. Yeah, Girona have lost again, back to back in the Spanish La Liga. Never done so. The last time they lost 2 games on the bounce, it was the last 2 games of last season in 2022-2023 season of the La Liga. But Girona has 8 points. 8 points behind the leaders Real Madrid, and 2 points above Barcelona, who is sitting in that 4th spot. Yeah, that 3rd spot I must say Barcelona is sitting. But over there in France, veteran midfielder, now a coach, Gennaro Gattuso, have been sacked by Olympique Marseille, and also Mazzarri, got sacked from Napoli, just probably a day and a half before that big clash at the Diego Armando Maradona Stadium in Naples. So let's see if Napoli can get a manager bounce and beat a struggling Barcelona team that's struggling to get victory on the board. But yeah, people, that's it for the Morning Insider. As that big game later, Saprissa versus Philadelphia Union. Also, I think there's another battle between 2 MLS clubs in the Concacaf Champions League. St. Louis will play Houston. So yeah, the clash of the MLS Titans. St. Louis will play Houston, and Saprissa will host Philadelphia Union in Costa Rica. Yeah, big up again, man like John. But yeah, I've come to an end of the Morning Insider, man. People, bless upon yourself. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. Out.